Today's discussion is Adverb Clause of Reason. In my last lectures, I discussed with my students about Adverb Clause of Time and Place, and today's topic is Adverb Clause of Reason. Now follow the sentences and you may also write down. I am slowly dictating for your consideration and perusal and for your understanding. First sentence, you may also write down: global recession will threaten our country because COVID-19 has broken out in our country in an epidemic form. I am repeating the sentence. Global recession will threaten our country because COVID-19 has broken out in our country in an epidemic form. Now let us analyze the sentence. Global recession will threaten our country. Principal clause. Because COVID-19 has broken out in our country in an epidemic form. Subordinate adverb clause. Modifying the verb will threaten. Modifying the verb will threaten. Now let us take the second sentence. As you are weak, you should not be exposed to the atmosphere of a market at present. I am repeating the sentence. As you are weak, you should not be exposed to the atmosphere of a market at place. Now, principal clause is number 1. You should not be exposed to the atmosphere of a marketplace at present. It is principal clause. Number 2, as you are weak. Subordinate adverb clause. Adverb clause of reason. Modifying the verb should not be exposed in 1. That means এক নম্বর clause রয়েছে. It occurs in clause number 1. That is in principal clause. Now let us give another example. Since he is studious, he has spent most of his time in his study. Since he is studious, he has spent most of his time in his study. Number 1, principal clause is he has spent most of his time in his study. Principal clause. Number 2, since he is studious, subordinate adverb clause, that is adverb clause of reason. Modifying the verb has spent, has spent. Here since means as. Here since means as. Number 4. Let us give another example. As the happy prince became completely blind, the swallow was reluctant to leave him. I am repeating the sentence. As the happy prince became completely blind, he was reluctant to leave him. Now, principal clause is the swallow was reluctant to leave him. Now, I am repeating the sentence. As the happy prince was completely blind, the swallow was reluctant to leave him. Number 1, the swallow was reluctant to leave him. Principal clause. As the happy prince was completely blind, subordinate adverb clause of reason, and modifying the verb. Here not modifying the verb, it is modifying the adjective reluctant, because adverb clause also modifies an adjective. Here modifying an adjective reluctant. Example number 5. The swallow failed to worm because he had done a good job for the poor. The swallow failed to worm because he had done a good job for the poor. Now, number 1, the swallow failed to worm, principal clause. And number 2, because he had done a good job for the poor, subordinate adverb clause of reason, and modifying the verb failed. So we may conclude that adverb clause of reason generally begins with because, as, since, etc., and it generally modifies a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. And that's the end of my lecture on adverb clause of reason. Thank you.